Okay, so the camera just died over there. I think I was talking about TI's going postal, and um, that's kind of a scary topic to talk about. Because the gang stalkers are going to say, oh, look, he's talking about going postal. And who knows what they might do then. I've had so many issues with my eyelid, like now that I have this eyelid tape and I can just act normal. Gotta put the camera somewhere. Oh, we're doing sushi mukbang. Whoa. Okay, this might be hard to angle the camera. So I'm gonna eat Japanese style. I'm gonna sit on the floor. There we go. Oh, sorry, Richard. Oh, look at my little baby. I just elbowed him in the head by accident. He got a timeout today. I just elbowed my cat in the head by accident. Look at my little baby Richard. He got a timeout today because he was being mean to the other cat. Okay. Too hot. So, I'm vegan. Obviously, what are you, fucking insane? Just joking. And but I'm not vegan when someone offers me food that they're going to throw out otherwise. This is too hot. So I got some salmon here. Check out this salmon. But it's actually not that good. I kind of wish I had instead of salmon. Kind of wish I had sweet potato rolls. This is okay. Like, it's good, but everything, you know, I cooked the rice. When you cook the rice, you have to cook it a little under. I don't like the texture of the salmon. It's cooked. You let the rice finish cooking by its own steam. Oh, yeah. I wish, though, I wish this was sweet potato instead. And something really cool happened. Hold on, I just gotta change the song. So I used to drink Coca-Cola until I had some teeth issues. And then I switched to bubbly. It's kind of expensive. It's kind of like $90 a month. You know, if you drink a pack of bubbly is $6 for 12 cans. And I drink about 6 cans a day. It adds up. This is really good. Do you like my microphone? This salmon pisses me off. I wish it was a sweet potato instead. I do have a sweet potato. I could make some sweet potato. I have enough avocados left. And I'm using Chinese soy sauce. I need more juice. Hold on. Okay. So I do like a headset mic, that's pretty groovy. When I quit Coca-Cola, I used to drink 2 liters a day, every day for like a year and a half or 2 years. I never missed a day. This is really good. But you know what the best part is? The avocado, the rice, how tightly I wrapped it. I really like this. Whoa. Anyways, so I got a sore throat. I got sick. Pretty sure I got poisoned. Got sick right at the time when there was food tampering. What a coincidence. I'm just looking through different songs right now. And so I started drinking juice. And because it hurts my throat to have bubbly. And so now I've just been drinking berry punch. And if you've ever seen a Vitamix, look. You have that stirring stick. And, I got some berry fruit punch, some grape juice, some regular fruit punch, which I don't really know the difference, but one of them is like emphasizing berries, strawberries. I don't know. I stay away from the citrus. I don't really want. I would not like orange juice. But anyways, I'm not trying to go on about juice. Just kidding. Actually, I am. I'm not into orange juice because it's too acidic. Not into raspberry juice because it's not sweet enough. Would be into watermelon juice. And when I quit Coca-Cola, I couldn't believe it. Like, I was like, addicted. Yeah, you get a headache and all. Like, I loved my Coca-Cola. There are a few things I've loved, no matter how many thousands of times. One of them was smoking weed. Couldn't believe I quit that. Another one was drinking Coca-Cola. And I couldn't believe I quit that. And when I got to the point that I liked bubbly better, I tried going back to some Sprite, some non-caffeinated, like sugary pops. And I was frankly more interested in the bubbly. And then so I very consistently have drank bubbly for I don't know how long, like 7 months or something, like 6 bubblies a day. That's all I drink. I never drink anything else but bubblies. And so now that I got down to juice is way cheaper. I can't, I'm happy. It's like, I quit an expensive addiction and I found something that I like better too. That's like one of the things that they say with addictions, like you have to replace it with something better. And I hope to go to higher realms of my my development as a person, into my consciousness, and there's a connection between how you treat your body and your spirituality, because it's more difficult to be spiritual when you're loaded, when you're sleeping, and the unhealthy things. And I'm not saying bubbly is unhealthy. Maybe juice is worse than bubbly, actually. Maybe I'm going in the wrong direction. But hypothetically, if I was going in the right direction, supposing just hypothetically, I don't think it's true, but just for hypothesis sake, say that juice is healthier. Well, when I'm drinking things that are not so healthy, it's kind of acting as a sedative, and it's kind of making me less aware. Like if you're going to meditate and become more conscious and more aware, you're probably going to do it while you're awake, not while you're sleeping. And then so if you can make that comparison, then you could say some things bring you closer to sleeping, like a food coma. It's kind of like a reference to being sleeping. Like when you're loaded drunk, you're less conscious, and when you eat junk food, you're less conscious. So there's a correlation between how you treat your body and how your state of consciousness is. And so the more healthy I get, I feel like that's also partially spiritual. Like in the ancient scrolls of spirituality, they say, in the timeless scrolls, they say your meditation has to go together with your action. It has to be 50-50. You can't just do one or the other. You have to do both. And so juice is healthier maybe because it saves me money. I mean, I don't know. Really what I want to do is a water fast, and I've been so, I guess, loveless. I don't really know what the reasoning is. Like the last time I had friends, I used to hang out with people recreationally, like three or 5 times a week for like a few hours a day or more, like sometimes like all day. And I still had hope back then of finding a girlfriend. And so I had a lot more desire, ambition to be more healthy, or support, like love. Like I had, like, it wasn't even ambition. It was like I had some kind of nourishment from, like, the love was the nourishment that I had. And so that kind of kept me feeling so good that it didn't really matter much to not eat something like unhealthy. Like I would eat basically like a lot of fruit. I would only drink water. I would never drink juice. I would never drink pop. And so when everything went wrong, like when I started realizing I was being gang stalked um and everyone was against me, sort of thing, I couldn't really trust anyone. And that was such a shock. It was just like, it was so shocking, and I don't think I've recovered from that. Like, even when I've had crushes on people since realizing that, it's not really been the same. Like, I've kind of been like I only see people out of the corner of my eye now. Like, if I want to say hi to you, I'm like, oh hey. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh well, you're probably gonna fuck me over too, like everyone else did. Well, I don't really think that though. Like, that's not like a real dialogue that goes through my head, but that's kind of like my emotional disposition. Like, I just don't get that close to people anymore. And even with strangers, I used to have a sort of intimacy, like just saying hi to someone. Like, I felt like I was very honest about it. Like, I don't know, it just felt kind of intimate. Not like a romance novel, but like, hold on one second. This song is upsetting me. Oh, look who's here. My verb book, which is a very, very big. No, don't go. Don't go, Richard. Which is a very fresh. I gotta stop saying Sorry about that. Richard is my very fresh boy. But I do have crushes on people, even man crushes. It's not gay. It's not like that. But it's like, I have there's people who are special to me who I don't believe that they're going to betray me. There are those kind of people still. But do I have kind of something changed? Like, I used to have this desire, like I was going to fall in love one day. Like, I had that. Like, I was like, I'm just waiting. Like, there was this guy once, I think he was a gang stalker. He was a lawyer, and he went to the support group I used to go to. And he would introduce himself every group as a lawyer. He'd say, no one was supposed to or had to do that. Someone brought it up once. So like, is there any reason why you say every single time that you're a lawyer? I used to do an impression of him when I was by myself too. I'd be like, hi, I'm so-and-so. I'd like to order two pizzas. And you might be laughing, like, why would a lawyer like me be eating some like, trashy food? But, I have to eat too. And I'm a human like you. Like, I'm actually, you think I'm some god like above you, but I'm actually just on your level. Like, just because I'm a lawyer doesn't mean, yeah, I went to school at, such and such university. But that's not really the point. The point is, I'm a human just like you. And, I like eating pizza too sometime. Once in a while, I'm not going to eat it every day, but, even a lawyer has the weekend. Duh. And so he was single, I think, forever. I wondered, he was like 50 years old. I wondered if he was a virgin, actually. And he said, I know I'm going to find a relationship. Like, I was thinking, how do you know? How do you know? Well, I heard another guy say something to that effect, and he did find a really good relationship. But whatever the point, or whatever the case, I mean to say, he had that kind of, you could tell it was keeping him going. He had, like, I think there was Jung, some psychologist. He's like, don't take away people's hopes, because if you take away their hope, they'll go insane. People need their hope, and the most depressed person in the world is someone who gets what they want, someone who gets money and they get whatever it is, and then they know, oh, that didn't do it. Now, then they don't even have hope. Then they're really lost. And so I haven't had, maybe I have had what I wanted, and since then I haven't had the desire for it anymore. Maybe I have had love affairs enough to the point where I thought, oh, okay, I got it now. Now I feel validated, and that seems like kind of a lie. Like I kind of thought, no, actually, I never had it. I was never satisfied, and the reason I'm so upset these days, so sad, without hope these days, is because I never made it. I tried and I lost, and now it's never gonna happen. And now my heart is closed forever because I just got burnt out. I just got too turned off of it. I got betrayed too many times. So even if I do like someone and they're beautiful and I don't think they'll betray me, they don't really make me feel like any better. I'm not like, oh great, I have the fire under my wings now. Now I have the wind under my wings, and now I'm really feeling like significantly better than I normally do. I'm in love. I don't really have that anymore. All those feelings of hope and hoping for that, I don't really have it anymore. And so that it's kind of difficult to take care of myself, because for who? Um well, I guess for me, really, you know, like I'm here now, right? Like I'm talking to you, and that's pretty cool. I have a certain standard that I have for you, and but it's also for me. Like when I turn the camera off, I'm not like punching myself in the face and stabbing myself when the camera's off, and then suddenly I go, oh, now you're here. Well, let me try to be a little bit more positive and a little bit more friendly, to draw you into my world, and so you can trust me now. I don't have that. Like when the camera goes off, I'm basically going to be feeling the same way that I feel right now, like, which is basically like working on my meditation, doing my Vipassana meditation, focusing on my breathing, focusing on a certain spot right in my belly. And there was a girl who threw me for a loop the other day, like last week. She just ghosted me, like a girl who said she was my girlfriend, and then she just like ghosted me. I did have some feelings about her before she did that. There were some things where I was thinking, I think that you're a flake. I think you're a bit of a faker, actually. And so in a way, I wasn't that surprised when she ghosted me. I was, and I almost thought of messaging her and saying like, "Yo, what happened?" But uh, I respect her decision to leave, and so he's leaving Stu alone now, so that's good. I mean, I think he ate all his food. He may have been asking for more food by doing that. If the food is still there, I mean, it was frozen. I gave him frozen food. I usually, or sometimes I heat it up for him. But one time someone said that to me. This she may have been a gang stalker too. She was a roommate, and she said, but and then she just didn't have anything to say. And I said, but what? she started laughing. She's like, I don't know. She had a big scar on her. And then we went to Sweden. A different person and I went to Sweden, and we subletted our room for like a couple months. And these guys moved in It was like two guys or something. They're like professional video game players. I don't know. They're like really big into video games. And I thought, in hindsight, I bet these people installed a bunch of cameras in our room. Anyways, I hope you like this microphone. I fucking love this microphone. You know, this is a Rode NT1A. And what? And I think I need some juice. There's this one Judge Judy prank phone call I listened to. It's not the best one, but it's like a pretty good one. She's like, she calls Walmart and she's like, I need a quart of milk and some juice. Now, fast. I'm losing my patience. And the woman's like, do you have a Walmart account? And she's like, no way. And she's like, well, you have to sign up. And she's like, that's outrageous. And the woman's like, I'm going to hang up. And she's like, no. I can't even do it. Like, it's really funny. She's like, and how much do you earn a year? And the woman's like, that's not relevant. And the guy doing the soundboard, he makes her say, don't tell me what's relevant and what's not. Like he baits them into saying certain things so that he can respond with something that actually really seems like it's a real person. And Dr. Phil pranks are my favorite too. You know, they're pretty much. Yeah, I have hope of. You know, actually, I think what just dawned on me right now is I actually don't have hope of meeting someone anymore. But I do have people who I like, who I trust. But our relationships are so preliminary. Like, it's just like someone I, comment to here and there, someone I talk to here and there. Someone who I like, someone who I think, I hope they're good looking, or I hope they find me good looking. And, but the stage of our relationship is like, it's more of an acquaintance. It's more of like, well, it's like, they're not here with me. Even if they are watching this video, they're not saying like, hey, I hope we can live together one day. And I'm not necessarily hoping for that either. But I actually do hope that, but in a vague sort of way. Like, there are lots of people who I'd say, if I had my own place, I'd say, well, you should come live with me right away. And my hope is to kind of move towards that, I think. And I think just to be like healthier, like just to be like happier and to be capable of having a relationship, I think that would be like pretty cool. I think my filtering mechanisms are pretty good. Like, I've seen enough of people that I can kind of read people enough that I know that someone isn't going to suddenly turn into someone else who I don't like. And then in the sense that I already do have relationships with people who I like, then the purpose really of my development as a person is just finding some way of making money and like being more healthy, like being as attractive as I can, and being as conscious as I can, and enjoying myself in the between the moments. Like, life is a few moments and the rest is filler. Enjoying myself between the moments, which my whole life is filler, really. But I mean, to turn all those moments to turn all the filler into moments, just to have only moments, like. And I think that's possible. Like, there's one time when I don't really think, oh, I hope I have love one day. because I have something better actually already. And I'm like, love would be nice, but I already have love. I already am love. And that's when I'm high. I'm like, yeah, I'm already in love with the trees. Like that sounds pretty corny. And probably if I had someone who I was actually loving, a real person with me, I'd probably say, actually, this is way better than loving the trees. I'm actually so happy that I have this now. But there are times when I don't think about it because I feel so fulfilled when I'm, high. And what I know from experience, which is like one of the greatest gifts that I've ever had in my entire life, is when I take care of my body physically, and when I meditate too, like remembering my vipassana, then I go to levels that are actually so high. They're actually higher than drugs, and I've even thought they're higher than love. It's like I go to the ultimate levels that I've ever been at, and that's not dependent on anyone. There's no requirement for someone else to validate it. It's like the responsibility is in my hands, and that's kind of a scary thing because you're responsible then for yourself. Like if you make it or not, that's your choice. Like that's your responsibility. But it's also pretty relieving, and it's also pretty like hopeful. Like it's also pretty affirming that I could go to the next level if I want to. And the only thing that would stop me is kind of a complacency, really. And so sometimes I put it in the hands of women. Like I say, well, if no one's loving me, then I'm not gonna better myself in any way, because first I need a woman and that she's gonna love me, and first I need $1 million. And other times I think, that's you're probably more afraid of the responsibility of going to a higher realm. You probably have grown comfortable in your complacency. You're kind of chained down, and you kind of like that, you're institutionalized. At first you hate the prison, but then you kind of need it. And then you don't actually want to leave, because at least you can trust it. At least you recognize its patterns. And so sometimes I think, just grow up, you big baby. Like I say that a lot to myself. Like you could do it. Like just do it. Like, as soon as you do it, you're going to say, oh, you just woke up out of a nightmare. So just do it. And it's difficult too, because Vipassana feels like really good. Like a lot of times when I do Vipassana, I'm like, I'm fat. Like I weigh like 200 and something pounds. Like I have momentum and recoil in my belly. It's like, blah, blah, blah. And so I do like my Vipassana, and I'm like, well, I could just be a fat fucking slob. Like I feel actually pretty good already. So I could just be a slob. And yeah, that's true. But because where I'm coming from is so low, I'm coming from panic attacks, from like a really dark place. Like where I am right now, like I used to be on level 80. Where I am right now is like level 10. But I've been on negative level 50, and I've been stuck there. And to get back to level 10 where I am now, that's actually like far beyond what I even could imagine when I was on level 50 for like more than a year, like a good like maybe 2 years or something, after I had gone to level 80, then going all the way down to level negative 50 and feeling stuck. I'm never going to get out of level 50. And I think level 80 was just a dream. I must have never been there anyway. Or worse yet, I was there, and now I really am down here, and I am stuck forever. And my fate is sealed. It's over. And I've tried. I've tried to get back to level 80. Don't worry, I've tried every day, all day, for like 2 or 3 years. I've tried all day, every waking moment. Just haunted by the fact that I'm stuck here on level negative 50. And so now I'm up at level 10. And it's on some level, I'm like, yeah, it's only level 10. I used to be on level 80, and I used to be going up to level 90 too. Level 80 is where I left off. But I was getting up. I was starting to get to level 81, level 82. It was kind of hovering, down to level 78. But then, I was going up there again. And now I'm just on level 10. Big deal. But what? I don't know. But it's slow. I could get to level 20 real quick if I want, but I might have to force it. I don't expect her to be like, oh, it was a mistake. I'm glad you brought it up. Thanks. I'm glad you fought for me. Hey, if you didn't fight for me, I would have been really, really hurt. So thanks for fighting for me. Richard, don't you be mean to Stu or you'll get another timeout. He has his own room with his litter box and everything and food, and because he bullies the other cat. I don't like it when he does that. I don't like the other cat. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, get him, but not really. I just think that for fun. I actually do put a stop to it. Now I could make some more sweet potato, or just make some. I haven't made any yet. Well, there's a lot that I'd like to talk about, like the stories. There's a lot of people I can't really talk about because they'll watch this and they'll use it against me. And and there's nothing there's I'll just use anonymous. Okay, so there's this woman I like, and I'm quite attracted to her and her daughters. And her daughters do these weird moves around me, they touch their toes near me, or things like that. And their mom, she walks up to me and she rubs her boob against my arm, and this is a very poised person. This is not a random oops, I just rubbed my. This is someone who's very intelligent, very nuanced. If you send her a signal on the most subtle channel, she's gonna pick up on it. There's nothing that she doesn't pick up on. Richard, well, fuck you. He's hold on, I have to get Richard. Anyways, so the point is, I think this woman is a gang stalker. And she got divorced. Her and I, the first really good conversation her and I had. And when you're being tortured, when you're a little bit loopy, you're very vulnerable. They say there's two kinds of people who see through you. An insane person and a sage. And the first time I had a really good conversation with this woman was when I was insane. Now, what was insane about me was, hold on, this cat is just such a jerk. He's just bullying Stu. Richard. Richard, get out of here. He wants food. This is literally, you think it's random, he's just being a jerk. That's not the case. What he's actually saying is, I want food, and he'll attack us too. And if you don't give me food, I'm going to attack the other cat, and that will get your attention. He knows that it's either he's going to get either a timeout, and if he goes in his timeout room, there's food in his timeout room. So he's not just randomly doing this. He's climbed up my back. He plays fetch. Like he'll fetch something like 20 times. He'll come on command with the consistency of a dog. I go for walks with him off leash. I could walk him on I took him to the support group once, and he was running out. It's like a busy street, like a dangerous street, and he's running out the front door. And one of the other gangstalkers, one of the other co-facilitators there, she says, "Get him! It's this busy street out there." And I'm like, "What? Like, you expect me to run at my cat and to grab him?" No, because my cat has climbed up my back, like while I was wearing a t-shirt. Like I just bore the pain. You don't even understand this. You think you're a cat woman, but you're not. Okay. Because I won't run at him. When I tell him to stop, he will. Because I've never betrayed his trust, I can literally just tell him stop, and he will. I don't have to run. I don't have to dive and catch him and grab him and freak him out, because I've never betrayed his trust. That's why when he was running out the door, I didn't run. I just walked over to him, told him to stop, and then I took him down to the group room, and we had a support group with him there. He's a really smart he's a really smart cat. He nothing he says is superfluous. Like when he talks to you, when he hangs out with you, when he rests on your chest, like he's really the best. He's really the best. So this woman who I love, and I'm insane at this point. And why was I insane? Well, because I was being gaslit, and I really thought it was me. I thought I think these people are out to get me. These people are threatening me, but they're doing it so sneaky that it must be me. I must be really crazy. And I was taking antipsychotics too, which are really strong, really strong. They're kind of like a Valium. And so I have this really good conversation with this woman who I've loved for quite some time. And it's like so intimate. We're not talking about like romance or anything, but it's just like it's so intimate. And then I see her husband, and her husband is kind of nervous looking. And I could tell her husband doesn't really get her. Like her husband's on level 2. Like he's very smart. He's like a really intelligent, intellectual person. But he's not there on a whole bunch of other channels. Richard is I think he's being bad right now to Stu. Anyways, so she gets divorced with this guy, and I'm thinking, I bet it's because of our conversation. We had this like such a good conversation, and I know that sounds very grandiose, but I at least believe it for fun. I at least think that we had the deepest conversation that she's ever had. Like, and I'm sorry how this sounds. I know this sounds like totally grandiose. Like and with me, she had the deepest conversation she's ever had. No one has ever been open with her like that ever. But I do feel like that's the case. Like I was so vulnerable. I was so like trusting and innocent. Like I felt so much at the mercy of people that I felt so attacked by people that I was like absolutely trusting of people. And I think she felt that. And then shortly after she got a divorce, and then I figured out what gang stalking is, and I kind of insulted her. I gave her like a really bad insult, and same with her daughters and a whole bunch of other people, and kind of the love went away. And sometimes I wonder about her. I think, is she actually a gang stalker? And I've wanted, there's a handful of people or more like that who I've wanted to tell them about what gang stalking is, and to tell them, remember that insult I said? It was because I thought you're a gang stalker. And then I also don't want to, because maybe they are gang stalkers, and then I'm gonna look like a total fool. But you know what? That's not really it, because that's not my fault. It's and then it's also they're not they're not gang stalkers. I'm gonna tell them about gang stalking, and they're gonna completely not understand, and they're gonna think that I'm totally nuts. Because I don't think I would have believed it had I. I was pretty shocked when I and the vastness of it, how many people are in on it. It's just, I almost think like 2/3 of people are in on it. Like I don't know how many, but like so many people. I could almost count most of the houses around us, like not just our neighbors, but like down the street. I could almost count like almost every house is a gang stalker. It's crazy how many people are in on it. But I have my eyelid tape. That's cool. And Richard, aka Todd, he has lots of names. And so, as good as my meditation feels, which it does feel really good, I know that if I keep meditating, when I complement it with getting healthier, I know that's going to take me up to a higher level. It's going to take me faster. I can kind of determine how fast I go up to the new levels. And I think that's worth noting. Like, I'm saying that's a good thing, but I don't really celebrate it. Like, I've been, hold on, my nose is, I don't mean to be picking my nose. It's fucking itchy on the inside. I almost feel ungrateful, like, but I recognize the gravity of it, like how big of a accomplishment it is to not be on level -50 anymore, because that's like so bad. Like I was blaming myself for being gang stalked. Like I can't even tell you how bad that is. And to get out of that is like, to realize how much I've been mind fucked, and to no longer be mind fucked, to undo myself is like, I feel like I should be popping the champagne and celebrating and saying like, this is the best thing of my life. But instead I'm just like, yeah, it's unbelievable. I literally can't even, where I am now, I actually can't even imagine how bad it was back then. I can't even remember. I literally can't remember how bad it was on level 50, but I know I was on level -50. And I can't even, when I was there on level -50, imagine how good it is to be on level 10. But now that I'm on level 10, I'm just like, yeah, it's level 10. And I can barely even remember what it's like. I can't even remember what it's like to be on level 80, but I know I was on level 80. And so I'm going slow, like I switched from Coca-Cola to bubbly, and that was kind of because I had teeth problems, but by one way or another, the trend has been to get healthier, or at least to stop getting unhealthier. Like I kind of stopped getting fatter. Like once I weighed 220 pounds, now I kind of took it down to like 210 about. And I'd like to get below 200. I'd like to get back to like 180, like 170, 160, 150 actually. Like that'd be pretty good. Am I going to do it? Like I'm at least not going down, and so maybe I'll go up to a higher level, you know. That could be something. I have my eyelid tape. I'm pretty excited about that. And you know, I think that's about all I have. Like the video is 50 minutes now, and I'm not gonna be able to upload it if I make it any longer than that. So thanks for watching, and you know, I hope you liked the sound quality, and because I really like this microphone. And so anyway, see you later. Bye.